Alright, so if you didn't get already from that little intro there, Konami has tried to bring back Harpies, which for people like me is actually very exciting, considering Harpies was probably the first ever meta deck in Duel Links alongside Rex Raptor Dinos. And as far as I can remember, they also had the first ever nerf to the game was added for Harpies, which kind of is a really cool thing to think about, considering that nerf was to a skill that allowed you to use a card that was just released in the new box. For those of you that never got to experience the deep joy of Harpies, the whole deck is based around destroying your opponent's backline. So the best skill for the deck, I think, is Mind Scan, since it allows you to see your opponent's backline so you know which ones you actually need to remove and which ones are just bluffs. Plus, the deck itself is kind of slow in that you can't exactly OTK your opponent or anything, so having a skill that is delayed until the third turn doesn't really matter to you, because you don't really do anything till the third turn besides just destroy back row and just sit there. Alright, so the card that allows you to destroy your opponent's backline so easily is Harpie's Hunting Ground. What this card does is it makes all winged beast type monsters gain 200 attack and defense, and when any Harpie Lady or any Harpie Lady sisters is normal summoned or special summoned, the player who conducted the summon targets one spell or trap card on the field and destroys that target. So basically, you want to play as many Harpies as you can, as fast as you can, and as soon as you do that, you can just pop your opponent's backline over and over and over. One thing I will just have to mention before I go any further though, is this card requires you to kill a spell or trap when you play a Harpie. So if you're going first, don't play this card, then play your Harpie, because your Harpie will just kill the Hunting Ground and you don't have a choice about it. The three Harpie monsters you'll be using is Harpie Queen, Harpie Dancer, and Harpie Lady I. Harpie Queen is a super simple card. Basically, you can discard it, add one Harpie's Hunting Ground to your hand. So this allows you to basically have 5 copies of Harpie's Hunting Ground in your deck, plus you don't actually have to use it to get Harpie's Hunting Ground. You can just use it as a 1900 attack Harpie monster, since that's actually the highest Harpie attack you'll have in your deck. Also, just a note, this card when it's on the board or in your graveyard, it is treated as Harpie Lady, so you don't have to worry about it not proccing with your field spell. Harpie Dancer has insane synergy with Harpie's Hunting Ground, in that it allows you to effectively destroy 2 spell or trap cards, as its effect allows you to return 1 wind monster you control to your hand and then conduct a second normal summon during that turn. This includes itself. So basically, you play this card, destroy an opponent's trap or spell, activate its effect, return it to your hand, or return another Harpie to your hand, conduct another normal summon, and destroy another spell or trap card. Also, just a note, just like Harpie Queen, this card's name is always treated as Harpie Lady while on the field or in the graveyard, so you don't have to worry about it not working with your field spell. Harpie Lady I is a very simple card. All wind monsters you control gain 300 attack, and it is always treated as Harpie Lady. There are 2 more Harpie cards in the deck, and they are both spell and traps. The first is Elegant Egotist. Very simple card, just allows you to special summon 1 Harpie Lady from your hand or deck. Keep in mind this can only be used when you have a Harpie Lady on the board, plus its effect can only target Harpie Lady, so it can only target Harpie Lady I in your deck, since that's the only Harpie you have that is considered a Harpie Lady when it's in the deck. The reason I include one of these in the deck is because it's like having a 4th copy of Harpie Dancer, in that when you activate its effect, you can then get out another Harpie, just like Harpie Dancer, so it helps you destroy 2 spell or trap cards in a turn. It's also super strong at helping you flood the board, since this only targets Harpie Lady I. When you get out Harpie Lady I, that card gives 300 more attack to all your other Harpies. So not only does it let you summon another monster, it also gives you a 300 attack buff to your other monsters. The last Harpie card in the deck is Hysteric Party. What this card does is it allows you to activate it by discarding 1 card, special summon as many copies of Harpie Lady as possible from your graveyard. When this face-up card leaves the field, destroy those monsters. So this card can be very powerful, but it's also kind of situational, which is why there's only 2 of them in the deck. I may actually cut it down to 1, I'm not 100% sure whether or not 2 is even a good number. The reason it's so situational is 1, it requires you to have Harpies in your graveyard, and 2, it requires you to have cards in your hand that you want to discard. So this is an amazing comeback card in that it helps you basically fill out your entire board with monsters and destroy all your opponent's backline in 1 turn by discarding only 1 card. Which, by the way, that discarded card can be summoned using Hysteric Party. So at times this can be the most powerful card in your deck, but other times it can also be the most useless card in your deck. So it's kind of 50-50. The last 2 cards in the deck can be whatever you want for backline. The cards I've chosen is Super Rush Headlong and Mirror Wall. The reason I've chosen Super Rush Headlong is purely because Harpies struggle at destroying cards with high attack values. So if you don't have a card in the deck that allows you to destroy high attack monsters, your opponent can just sit there and do absolutely nothing until you deck out. So you really need a card in there that allows you to swing at your opponent at their high attack monsters and destroy them reliably. And just like Mirror Wall, Super Rush Headlong can also be used defensively, as you can just set it face down, and when your opponent swings at your monster, you can activate it, destroy whatever monster's swinging at you. The last little tip I'll give with this deck is towards Mirror Wall. Keep in mind, if you do pay the 2000 life points to not let it be destroyed, you'll no longer be able to use your skill, because that requires you to have 3000 or more life points. Alright guys, that's basically it for the talking part of this video. The rest of this video will just be 5 gameplays showing the deck list in action. I will say right now, that of the 5 gameplays, 3 of them will be beating Destiny Heroes up, as this deck seems to have a really insane win rate into Destiny Hero, which was kind of surprising to me. Like, it was actually hard for me to get gameplays that weren't Destiny Hero, because most of the ladder is Destiny Hero, and most of the wins I was getting were on Destiny Heroes, so it's kind of odd. But anyway guys, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, leave a comment if you've got any questions or any feedback. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Duel. Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.